What's up, Collective Fam? It's Tony the Toy Rat here with episode 444, the Deadpool breakdown. We're gonna look at Deadpool on the taco truck. So, without further ado, let's step right into it. So, purchase the Deadpool. One of the things I should mention is a lot of the things that we talk about, the things that I've purchased are within the average person's ability to pick up. There's all kinds of different statues from all kinds of different providers, but the reality is we can't all afford them, nor can we fit them in places. So I review a lot of the Diamond Select toys because they're within most people's price range if you're a collector. So boom, Diamond Select toys again. We're gonna look at Deadpool on the taco truck. So I'm gonna pull him out because he's just off here to the side, and let's have a little look at the Merc with the mouth. All right, so I'm gonna lift him up here, and this is another single piece item. So there isn't anything for us to put together. I'm just gonna slowly spin him around because I am not cool enough to have one of those lazy Susans yet, but I will. I will just keep liking and subscribing. Another one of those things I haven't asked you to do yet. Okay, so just keep doing that and we'll just try and keep putting these things together for you. So you can see he is really accurate to what a lot of people will believe is what he should look like from the movies. Mr. Ryan Reynolds has done a fantastic job embodying the character as the Merc with the mouth, but it might surprise you to know that the original that was drawn up looks a lot different. All right, maybe not a lot different, but there are some striking similarities. The creator of the character, although he belongs to Marvel, was actually Rob Liefeld. Rob Liefeld wound up leaving Marvel and going to Image Comics because, well, for one reason, they won't let you own your own characters. But that's neither here nor there because he is still very much a Marvel character. So I'm going to set him just down so he can stare at you from over here. And I'm going to show you the origination of Deadpool, which came in New Mutants #1. New Mutants #1. So I'm going to try and get some of that glare out of the way here. I want you to take a good hard look at him. Now, Mr. Rob Liefeld had sort of a habit of making some of his characters look like they were almost dancers. So look at the slender body on Deadpool, the original Deadpool here, okay? You can see there's a lot of similarities between the masking today and the masking that was a little larger, I think, on the original. I think you'll note that there's some of these pieces that go alongside him here, which wound up jazzing him up later on, weren't part of the original design. I want you to look up here at the top where you can see they go over his shoulder as a vest. That also wasn't there in the original design. He always had these rather large guns and these swords, but he wasn't as much of a big mouth on day one. So that is something that happened to this character as time went on, and I think most of us happen to absolutely love it. Now, this was another one of those that came in right at $49.99, and because he loves tacos so much as part of his character, I went for the chimichanga. So as you can see here, he's standing over top of a crushed chimichanga taco truck. So I love the way they did the details in here and whatever he crashed into the light post. He's obviously wearing his fabulously pink bunny slippers, so he's chilling. He does have them on both feet, if you can't see that right there. And he's carefully tucked into this taco truck. Now, the taco truck sort of disappears the rest of it, so he's standing in some of the remnants that are left over, and he's telling us all, shh, don't worry. I love the piece. It sits on its own. And unlike some of the others we've talked about before, he lays nice and flat. There isn't any jiggle or wiggle to him at all. He's bright. He's a lot darker than the original. I'll point right back to the comic book again. I want you to see the bright red that was used initially. And now he's sort of kind of maroon colored. But that doesn't stop him from looking absolutely awesome, especially when you compare him to the movie version of himself, which he looks almost identical to. So I would say they sculpted this guy to match more of the film adaptation than they did to the comic book, but it's very accurate to the comic book adaptation as well. He weighs probably 4.5 pounds, 5 maybe total. 4.5, 4.5. We're gonna go with 4.5. No, I didn't weigh it. And he sits behind back here with a couple of other pieces that rock with Deadpool. We're going to get Lady Deadpool and review her separately. But as of right now, let's check out the intricate detail of the hands. Okay, Rob Liefeld was notoriously bad at drawing hands and fingers, so I love the fact that they spent extra time to make sure that those look not only comic book accurate. I didn't say I spoke English. That's my first language. So don't look at me to correct myself. So Deadpool is absolutely awesome. He doesn't scratch, he doesn't bend, he doesn't break. I've dropped him twice. Nothing's popped off, which is great. These swords in the back are on really, really tight, but they are flexible. There is a flex to them. So I wouldn't try too hard to try and yank them off or do anything special with them, because for fear that it would actually break. He's also got a knife that hangs out of his boot down here at the back side. And as I turn him around to the front here, you can see sort of the back of his head, which is just to the comic book accuracy. He's got that sort of little hood on the back. So he's 100% accurate as far as I'm concerned. I love him in my piece. Is he the exact, accurate, detailed piece from the original Rob Liefeld New Mutants that was done in the 1990s? I'm going to go just slightly differently. But it's still dope, and I would still buy the piece. Actually, I did buy the piece. So he sits back here with us. So that's it. That's Deadpool on the taco truck. There's a couple of different variations that are by Diamond Select Toys. But again, super affordable, sitting at $49.99, and it's going to last forever. And it looks great with all of your new X-Men. It looks great with all of your new mutants. And it looks great sitting back there with the comic books just so you can talk about it. All right, that's all we got for the mighty Deadpool on the taco truck. Just remember, if you like what I'm doing here and you want to hear more about the toys that are affordable to you, like and subscribe. This is Tony the Toy Rat, episode 4. Hope you guys enjoy.